मिट्टी वाला ये है geographical texture. So whenever the roads are being made and all, they actually we have the landslides and all, the roads being damaged, and whatever the infrastructure we build, that also gets damaged and all. And reaching to the remotest areas, I mean, carrying a single brick, which the brick costing around 12 rupees at the factory brick industry, it will be reaching at 25 rupees to the most interior part, because head loading and taking by the vehicles, and sometimes vehicle cannot even go. For this purpose, even the bidders who are actually coming in for the JJM or maybe for the PMY houses, it become a gigantic task that we have to go and we have to request the beneficiaries, where the beneficiaries have a part to play to actually be a part of the different schemes. And cultural social barriers, I want to highlight this fact, like there are 19 different tribes in the state of Tripura, and each and every tribe has their own language. They speak their own language, they have their own customs, they have their own set of rules and all. So basically overcoming this cultural and social barrier and making to understand the nosity or the genuineness of the government schemes is something that we have to go on. We have to take the help of the PRI bodies and everyone here at one go. And skilled labor and trained personnel also one thing. State government has taken a lot of initiatives to actually have the more trained personnel and skilled labor. But still there are some, I would like to highlight, like one mason is actually building 10 houses at one go. So today if he is unable to go at one house, he is going to one house, then he will be unable to go at other 9 houses. Next page. Jan Bhagidari, as I said, like different tribes, different cultures, different language. We have to go, we have to talk to them. It's not like we go there and we talk to the language that I'm talking, maybe in Bengali or English, so they won't be understanding. So there is a gap also, language gap. So we have to take the help of the local PRI bodies, and the Panchayat secretaries and the GRS, RPM are there, who are actually helping us in this regard. Regarding the financial inclusion, here again the bank's coverage to the interior areas also is also one thing that is difficult to be reached, because right now all the schemes are mostly DBT, and the persons has to come to the banks, have to check the banks that the money has been credited, and accordingly they will start the work. So these things we have to take care, we have to nudge them again and again. And regarding the areas with low network connectivity, so most of the schemes right now are mostly have something to do with the internet connectivity, starting from the geotagging, starting from the MIS entry, and starting from whatever the the different even the money that is being debited to the accounts. We have to network connectivity is something that has to be relied on. Next page. I would like to highlight this that regarding the quantitative aspect, I mean no one is to be left behind. The quantity, how we actually have to achieve the 100% saturation, that is what I wanted to highlight here. I have kept my presentation mostly with pictorial, so that it is easier to understand and can get the attention of the audience here. We had kept the aim of 100% saturation. 100% saturation means like whenever we are doing the survey, no one is to be left behind, so that everyone has to be covered. So that was the main focus of ours. And how it has been done, it is the involvement of the elected representatives and strengthening of the institutions. So wherever possible, we are trying to actually have the role of the PRI representatives, the pradhans, the upa-pradhans, the members, the sabadhipatis. We are actually trying to involve them at all the different levels, because basically telling if we are actually unable to get their help, then it is not possible to implement the schemes at the different levels. And strengthening of institutions, we are actually having the different panchayat buildings being made, the different panchayat houses being made, and the GP areas. And to tell also this particular thing, that Tripura belongs to the 6 scheduled areas, as most of the states of the these northeastern states. So basically there is a dual government existing there. We have to take care of those particular institutions also, because there are different, I mean, there are in a state there are MLS, there in our state there are MLS, but there are MLS of the 6 scheduled areas also. So we have to take care of those persons also. And sometimes if the government are of different parties, that becomes a difficult for us also. And use of digital platforms, social media, YouTube, etc. we have been trying to do. And regarding the IEC and BCC campaign, we have been trying to get as much as possible through the help of the social media, also through miking also. We are going to the interior villages, doing more miking there, so that we can be able to reach more and more. Next page. And using these different programs launched by the government of India, say Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra. So state government had done one good thing, like they launched their own campaign, Pratigya Susasan. So we actually had merged these particular two things together, and we had done more than 400 campaigns in the whole district. So actually we are able to actually gather the information that was necessary regarding the beneficiaries details and everything. And district vision in 2047, we are the only district of the state to actually have our own district vision. We had made our own district vision, and basically, if we know the problem, then we'll be able to solve the problem. So basically, we are trying to have something that we are going to achieve on 2047. Based on that thing, we'll be working so that we can march in the particular direction there. Next page. This is the qualitative aspect. So we have looked into the quantity. Now qualitative aspect, how does the quality doesn't get affected, what needs to be done. So basically we have focused on the feedback mechanism. So we are having Gram Sabha, regular Gram Sabha, we are having regular field visits also, we are having a lot of administrative camps, so that we are getting maximum feedback from the ground level. So if there is something amiss, if there is something gap from there, so we will be able to fulfill those gaps. And we also, regarding the qualitative aspect, we are trying to get recognition through GI tagging. In the last 1 year, from our district itself, we have got 2 GI tag. That is, one is the Matavari Temple Para, and another one is the Risha, the local handicraft. So we have been able to, we tried our level best from our district, and we have been able to get 2 GI tag from our own district itself. That is a part that being played by the district administration. And regarding the auditing to look into the quality, that the quality of the different schemes is being done very nicely. We are having our social audit, we are having the AG audit, we are having the internal audit at the same time. And coming to the next point, periodical review meeting we are having with all the line departments, basically telling if we are able to take along the line departments. So as being said by sir also, that district collectors are just the face, but the things like it is being done by all the line departments as a whole. So if we are able to take the line departments along with us, it becomes more easier for the implementation of the different schemes and for the saturation as such. So we are having the periodical meetings with the BDOs, we are having with the SDMs, and we are having with the block level officers also. We are having periodical meeting, and that's monthly meeting for everyone. So a lot of meetings are happening, so that like whatever whatever the improvements are happening, that can also be reflected, and that can be got and that can be worked upon. Next page. As highlighted, like regular field visit is one of the norm for the quality of the schemes being implemented at the ground level. And grievance redressal mechanism, we are taking care of this particular thing. CPGram is the central government initiative. We are having the CM helpline 1905. Anyone aggrieved with any of the schemes, they can call there 1905. So it's a CM helpline launched by state government. So any complaint being launched, it is going to the CM office. The CM office is forwarding the same to the districts, and districts are actually forwarding the same to the line department, so that whatever being lacuna or whatever the gaps in the different schemes being implemented, that can be highlighted and that can be worked upon if there is some gaps also. And Amar Sarkar portal, another portal, has been launched by the Honorable CM. Here he is interacting directly with the particular these particular locals. So Tripura is one of the states where 100% e-office implementation has been done. Here, even there is no presence of the physical files. I mean the blocks, the districts, the state. We are actually doing everything on the e-files here. So, what I'm trying to say is that we're trying to have a very clean and e-office implementation, so that like whenever the files are there, that is not getting stuck and all. And regarding the QR, it is given in the slash here. QR, we have made a QR code. We have given the QR code in all the Gram Panchayat and the BC, that is the village council for the 6 scheduled areas. We doesn't have the Gram Panchayat office there. We are having the BC, village council offices there. We have the QR code installed in all the Gram Panchayat offices, where anyone can scan the QR code and they can launch any complaint. That is a unique thing done by our district, which is not an state initiative. It is an initiative of the district itself. Regarding the clean and green office, we have been trying to have a clean environment for all the offices. And regarding the digital infrastructure usages, we have been trying to use the digital infrastructure at the maximum. And this is Smaran to do tasks. So this is a app being made by the district itself, wherever the officers they can put the different tasks that is to be done for today. And if I put something that the task I have to do by today evening at 4 p.m., that particular app will give me a reminder telling that you have to do this particular task and all. Next page. Some glimpses of the clean and green office of the one of the SDM office. And at the same time, as I said, the green office, we had done 1 lakh plantation on this 5th July 2024. And just previous month, we have planted 1.5 lakhs plantation in a single day. So we are focusing on the plantation part also at the same time. Next page. Regarding the some photos being given of the one hospital here. This is the CSC, Community Healthcare Hospital. This became first in the whole of the state for being in the Kayakalp category, for being able to have a very clean hospital in the whole state. So this is an offshoot of Kayakalp is an offshoot of Swachh Bharat Mission. So basically, we are actually also trying to nudge the hospitals to have a very clean and green environment also. Next page. Different photos of the behavioral changes that we are initiating. There are eco toilets being set up in different places. There are washing hands of the kids in the Anganwadi centers, and in front of block offices we are keeping these bins made of iron so that people can put up the plastic bottles and all. Next page. Innovative aspects I want to highlight that we are trying to have the model panchayats. So in most of the blocks we have been trying to have these solar powered panchayats along with the comprehensive CCTV system. So we are actually trying to have this particular panchayats with the latest technological advancement. And we are having the safe drinking water facilities to the panchayats. You can see in the photo we are actually ensuring this particular by giving water cooler for all the panchayat offices and the BC offices here. And striving for the achieving ISO certification. Recently, last year itself, we have got the National Panchayat Awards also, under which we have got 5 crores award from the Government of India. Under this, we are actually utilizing all the money for the ISO certification of all the Gram Panchayats of the district. We are striving to have ISO certification of all the Gram Panchayats in the state. And we are having the yearly calendar of the blocks and panchayats where we are actually giving them targets, and we are fortunate here. You can see in the photo, Honorable Governor, also we invited him to launch the calendar where there are different deadlines and the schemes deadlines that we are going to have for this particular year. And so next page. Same here, we are having regular Mahila Sabha, Bal Sabha, and follow up for the execution of the projects here. That the picture is being shown here. And online service delivery is also one thing that we are giving from the blocks that have ROR, record of right. We are having the birth certificate being given from the block offices also. And Dibangjan friendly panchayats, we are having separate sitting arrangement, the wheelchairs at the panchayats in almost all the panchayats of the district. Next page. Model Anganwadis, so we are having the model Anganwadis with the solar powered Anganwadis and CCTV system. We are giving them the safe drinking water and sanitation because the kids are coming there. And it is our duty and the part of the government to give them the basic facilities.
Sir, 1 more minute, please. 1 more minute, sir. 1 more minute,
sir. That's it then. Next page. And recognition of the employees is one thing, and we are trying to give recognition to the employees for whatever the work being done. Next page. This is the highlights of the visit of the Ministry Sport Assessment Team. Next page. Next. 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 Success stories next. 2023 this Bhumi Samman achievement. Next page. 2024 we got the National Panchayat Awards 5 crores fund we have got from the Government of India for being the top district in the country. Next page. Next page. 25 we have got this award from Honorable Chief Minister at the state level, the best district in the state. Next page. Next page. This is the DRPG, we have got the PM Excellence Awards. Next page. Next. 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 Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Tarit Kanti Chakma, ex-DM and Collector Gomati, for that detailed presentation. As you would see, Gomati is as complicated is to deliver successful results, whether it is hilly terrain, 6 months flood, or multiple tribes, multiple languages, and under such challenges, the district has been able to deliver such wonderful results. Small incremental initiatives like Smaran, DM himself driving to-do list to the officials, I think they make a lot of impact. So the message here is that if a remote district like Gomati can achieve this, then why not the other districts and other states? So with this message, I now invite our third speaker for the day, Ms. Ayushi Sudan. She is collector of Kupwara in Jammu and Kashmir, and it is in the Kashmir side of the Jammu. So She will tell again the stories and the phenomenal works it has been done in the district. Thank you. Ayushi, the floor is yours.
Respected Secretary DRPG, Srinivas sir, Additional Secretary Puneet Yadav sir, Sarita ma'am, esteemed seniors and colleagues, a very good morning. And I would like to first of all thank DRPG for the wonderful opportunity to present our initiatives in this particular conference. Just to bring into context a brief about Kupwara. Kupwara is the northernmost district of the country and Jammu and Kashmir. It has a very long LOC of around 170 kilometers with very high altitude ranges, with paths which are covered under snow for 6 to 7 months at one time, with immense tourism potential, the highest producer of walnut in the country, and primarily rural and aspirational. Next. This picture essentially encapsulates the essence of Kupwara. This is in fact a block in Kupwara called Keren. The river is Kishan Ganga. On the left hand side we see the Keren block of Kupwara district, and on the right hand side we see POK. And this captures the sense of Kupwara in the sense of its remoteness, its immense potential, and the fact that it is aspirational. To begin with, we identified the gaps in our service delivery. The first gap that we identified was that because of the past poor law and order, as well as an overall low per capita income, there was little to no private sector, and as a result, limited number of job opportunities. The second gap was with respect to the tough terrain and the climatic adversities. With heavy snowfall and very tough terrain, the working season for Kupwara was actually pretty low. So as a result, the infrastructure projects would take a long time to get executed. But however, we saw this weakness as an opportunity and tried to push for tourism in the sector. The third was low access to clean drinking water. At the inception of JJM in 2019, we had only 37% of our households who had access to clean drinking water. Although we had bountiful water resources, we were not able to capture the runoff, which presented an immense challenge for the district. The fourth was the poor market opportunities for the people in Kupwara, and low footprint of banking sector also. And the fifth, apart from Manrega and a few other schemes, limited knowledge of existing schemes of both the UT government and the union government presented a challenge with respect to the uptake of several schemes. Next. So we decided on these particular focus areas. First, with extensive outreach and stakeholder engagement, and creating private partners at the local level, at the subdivisional level, block level, and the district level. We tried to enhance the awareness of the various schemes. Second was capacity building. Capacity building of our existing staff, as well as private partners like youth clubs, Pani Samitis, women SAGs, so that they could take ownership of the rural economy and overall economy of the Kupwara district. Third, because women played a very limited role in the private sector, and they had an overall poor literacy level as well. We focused on gender sensitization with focus on SAGs and women literacy. Fourth was grievance redressal. Like the other two districts, we also had IG grams, CP grams, and our own UT government state portals like Samadhan, Mulakat, wherein grievance redressal was made at the doorsteps of the individual. As well as, with the help of public darbars, block divasas, by Prabhari officers at the village level, we tried to inculcate a very robust feedback mechanism for our schemes being implemented at the block levels. And fifth, the regular follow-up and monitoring by our subcommittees. As a result, we charted out this 6-point strategy. The first was accountability and regular monitoring. We constituted a district task force whose task was to monitor the performance of select indicators at the district level on a regular basis. In fact, some special performance trackers were also developed for certain sectors. For example, education, ICDS, which I'll be taking upon later on in the slides. Second, to improve community participation, we ensured that each village was assigned a Prabhari officer under the Back to Village program, who not only tracked the progress of the village in time, but also tried to bridge the gap between the government and the people, as well as resolve certain village level issues on his own. Third, online services. We try to create as much as CSC touch points, improve our banking correspondence, improve the number of our banking correspondents, bank sakhis, and try to inculcate the habit of using online services in the rural areas. With the help of the various Government of India and UT government's portals like Jan Sugam, Revenue Plus, most of the services were now available in the online mode with all the people. And we also try to facilitate our movement to border sector using our own portals called the e-pass portal. Fourth was private sector and NGO engagement. We engaged several NGOs like IOCL, SIDBI, some local NGOs, Rotary Club, etc., to meet infrastructural gaps in very key sectors, especially with respect to health, education in our border areas, and try to even engage these NGOs in social sector for our Nashamuk programs, etc. Fifth was convergence in schemes. A lot of these schemes were implemented in convergence with each other. For example, flood protection measures were being done in convergence with Manrega, solarization was being done in convergence with districts, district capex. With SSA, we try to improve the infrastructure in our schools. Sixth was the youth engagement. We carried out a big exercise of identifying the skill gaps among our youths and tried to skill them against the trades and then linked them using our existing government sector schemes and promote self-employment. As a result of this, we were able to improve our beneficiaries in almost all the schemes over time. So on the left-hand side, the bar shows the figure of 2022, and on the right-hand side of 2024. Next. Next. Under JJM, while we were at only 50% in 2022, this figure increased to 84% in 2024 with respect to FHTC coverage. This was done as a result of the regular monitoring being done at the district level, as well as capacity building, strengthening of our Pani Samitis, taking ownership of our water assets. Apart from that, we tried to ensure water source strengthening. And in convergence with Manrega and other schemes within the district capex, we tried to promote groundwater recharge using recharge structures. In the last year itself, we were able to build more than 450 recharge structures in the district, more than 150 Amrit Sarovars, which eventually helped in water source strengthening. We also realized that during our peak season, especially when paddy cultivation was going on, a lot of water was being diverted for irrigation purposes. And therefore, we realized that we had to ensure that our traditional pools had to be revived. We had to ensure desilting in these schools so that this water doesn't get diverted, the drinking water doesn't get diverted for irrigation purposes. And again, we try to converge the two schemes, Manrega and IWMP, for strengthening of our pool systems in order to meet both the irrigation and the drinking water requirements. Next. Under PMAYG, we were able to build more than 10,000 households across the district. We saturated not only the SECC data, but also the non-SEC data. And like Rajkot, we also converged with Manrega. Every household which we developed under PMAY was also provided 90 labor man days under Manrega. So as a result, when we completed our 10,000 households, we actually generated more than 7 lakh man days just to cover this particular component. We also converged it with SBM, with JJM, Ujjwala. Every household was ensured a gas connection, water supply, electricity connection. We also tried to adapt to the local climatic conditions. In areas, especially in our border areas where the snowfall is very high, we realized that a particular design type of stone and wood is more suitable. And therefore, we try to modify the design type of our PMAYG houses for that. And as well as, we also realized another issue when we were implementing the scheme. We realized that there was less number of trained manpower at the local level. So to improve the skill base at the village level, at the local level, we tried to train and empanel local masons under RCT and Skill India to ensure that we are able to construct our houses in a timely and ensure quality in the same. Multi-agency verification for these houses was also crucial in identifying gaps at very crucial junctures and then rectifying the same. Similar to the PMAY rural, we also implemented 1,500 houses in the urban sector. Although Kupwara is mainly a rural district, we have 3 MCs, and for that, we use a similar strategy for that of PMAY and ensured timely construction of the same. Next. Under Mission Indradhanush, we were able to achieve 100% saturation. And this was achieved as with the help of 2 things. Expansion of our cold chains to our remote centers, especially our border areas. We tried to introduce solar-based ILRs to ensure that power cuts don't affect the immunization schedules. Apart from that, with micro-planning and a focus on hard-to-reach areas and deployment of mobile immunization teams and effective use of real-time tracking tools like eWIN and UWIN digital platforms. Next. Under under Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, we saturated all our households. And out of these households, when we took up an analysis, we realized that more than 70,000 beneficiaries actually took benefit out of these, out of the scheme, with an approved claim of about 127 crores across the district. This not only strengthened our private infrastructure, but also our government infrastructure, because the same claim fund money was in fact used by our government hospitals to improve their infrastructure needs. For example, an SDH in Kupwara with a dysfunctional OT used the claim fund money that we received from PMJY to make it functional and to get the right equipment in place. Next. Under PM Swanidhi, we carried out a vendor survey wherein we identified around 750 vendors. Not only were they linked to all the digital payment platforms, we also recognized that they were a vulnerable group. So to cover them under social security, we integrated this scheme with other schemes like PMSBY and JJBY, so that these vulnerable group are also, they also have financial and social security coverage. Apart from that, hand-holding through our local DIC was also done, not only to strengthen our credit linkage, but also to ensure that installments were paid on time and they progress as the scheme progresses. Next. Again, this is a scheme where we achieved 100% saturation, Matru Vandana Yojana. With line listing of the pregnant women, with the help of joint Asha and Anganwadi teams, block-wise action plans, a very effective use of the VHSND days for the mass enrollment, and making the incentives of this particular scheme contingent on meeting specific goals, like getting the required number of ANC registrations, getting the right vaccinations, etc. We were able to achieve 100% saturation under the scheme. Under Kisan Credit Card, we covered more than 1 lakh farmers in the district. We realized one issue with our agriculture sector, that was low cropping intensity. And to counter that, we try to go for crop diversification and term loans. Combined with PMFPY, we were able to achieve tremendous improvements in the various the crop productions, which you can see in the slide. Next. Under Saksham Anganwadi, again, we had achieved 100%. We also try to digitize all our Anganwadi centers. We launched a specific program in Kupwara district called the Kuposhan Mukt Kupwara Abhiyan to tackle the SAM and MAM children. Rainwater harvesting structures, installation of digital devices like Alexa, CCTV cameras, Poshan Vatikas, child-friendly chairs, all were made available in these Anganwadi centers to ensure to ensure a peaceful environment for the children as well as the pregnant ladies. Next. Under PM Surya Ghar, we mobilized more than 15,000 applications in Kupwara district and carried out massive IEC in local dialects as well as door-to-door enrollment drives. We tried to train our local youth as well as our SAG members to convert them into solar sakhis or solar mitras for doorstep applications, and try to introduce a real-time dashboard for installation progress and meter status. I'll be covering only 4 sectors with certain highlights in the district. The agriculture sector, as I previously mentioned, we had very low cropping intensity and very mundane practices of single crop or at maximum single crop coupled with a little bit of horticulture. So we tried to introduce alternative cropping for crop diversification. As a result, we were able to achieve oilseed production, increase our oilseed production, fodder production, and try to give thrust on polyhouses. Why? Because during winters, most of our lands were covered under snow. And through polyhouses and through vegetable cultivation, we were able to provide an alternative income for our farmer. We also tried to create a new kind of entrepreneurs called the Krishipreneurs. We realized that the processing level in Kupwara district was actually pretty low, and as a result, the youth, which were especially educated, did want to come in for agriculture in Kupwara. Therefore, formation of FPOs through these educated youths, and then processing.
Ayushi, just a minute, Ayushi, I'm interfering. 2 minutes only, please. Our next session will begin at 11.
Right, sir. And linking them with different schemes like the PMEGP, NRLM, and HADP, which is a local scheme, we try to create more employment opportunities within employment opportunities for our educated youth and try to convert them into Krishipreneurs. We also focused on cluster-based approach and tried to introduce a niche crop in a particular sector or a cluster to ensure that the farmers are able to make proper gains out of it. Next. Second was we try to create new employment opportunities to address the first gap that I had discussed. We created more than 25,000 jobs in the last 2 years, dovetailing the existing self-employment schemes. Under a specific initiative that we took in Kupwara called the Hunar Month Kupwara, we strengthened our ITIs and polytechnics, and we try to ensure that we scale up to a maximum of a minimum of 3,000 individuals within a year. We try to create ecotourism sectors and Because of the massive jump in tourist footfall, we try to meet it with infrastructural improvement as well as registration of homestays. And as I previously had mentioned, we try to expand the role of women in the village economy through our SAGs. As a result, more than 75,000 women joined our SAG movement in Kupwara district. These are some of the glimpses of the private sector units that have been established under various schemes. In tourism sector, where in 2020-21 we were only getting a couple of thousand tourists in a year, there was a big jump made in the last 5 years. We reached up to 4 lakh a year, and this was done as a result of improved security scenarios, registration of homestays, new border infrastructure, and collaboration with other stakeholders, especially the armed forces. Lastly, the education sector, wherein we launched a program, next please, wherein we launched a program called the Zimmedari Project, where we created a dedicated dashboard to rank our schools across 6 thematic areas and 85 KPIs for better planning and monitoring at our level, and also to foster competition at the school level. We also had a dedicated program on foundational literacy and numeracy, wherein, in collaboration with Pratham, wherein we introduced assessments as well as certain bridge courses, which resulted in improvement by 25% in our foundational literacy and numeracy in the classes of 3rd to 5th. We made an extensive use of technology with the introduction of smart classrooms, with more than 350 smart classrooms being introduced in the district. This is one of the report cards of one of the schools that we had ranked just to encapsulate the Zimmedari project. Next. Some of the glimpses of the improved infrastructure in our schools, libraries, the robotics labs. Next. Next. In health, while we achieved 100% ANC, 100% immunization, now we focused on health equipment strengthening. Next. And new buildings for HWC, so that they could be a focal point for new initiatives, especially NCD screening. Next. Next. These are some of the glimpses into the CSS schemes implemented in the district. Next. Next. The key takeaways that we had was contextual customization, empowering our field functionaries, celebrating our small wins, motivating our teams, and using technology as an enabler. Next. It's a small clip of 30 seconds that we'll just play. It's a testimonial of a tribal woman in Kalarus who's just received water for the first time after independence. Next. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayushi. A big round of applause for all our 3 speakers. I am sure all of you will agree that at least these 3 ladies and gentlemen, they had very good reasons to say in the field, मेरे यहाँ तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता, पूरा अर्बन इलाका है, डेवलपमेंट क्या करें, और मेरे यहाँ तो सारा का सारा पहाड़ी इलाका है, डेवलपमेंट क्या करें, बाढ़ आ रखी है, और मेरे यहाँ पूरा का पूरा लॉ एंड ऑर्डर वाला सिचुएशन का इलाका है, काम क्या करें. But they have demonstrated that if there is a will, you can actually deliver, and which is why they were recognized as a PM awardee, and Honorable Prime Minister himself conferred the award to them. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am sure your speech today has been motivational enough for some of our audience here. They might have felt that इन्होंने जो किया है मैं इनसे भी 2 कदम आगे जा करके दिखाऊंगा. Thanks a lot. We'll conclude this session. Thank you.
May I request esteemed Director, Dr. Tushaba Shindeji, to please join us on stage and present small tokens of gratitude to the chairperson and all speakers. Can we have another overwhelming round of applause for the session when the day starts with such brave and brilliant stories? You know the national conference is going to be highly impactful. Thank you so much, Chairperson. Thank you all speakers for adding your inspiring stories, for setting the bar so high when it comes to good governance practices. That is what the motto of this national conference is, where we are here to learn from each other. Thank you so much, Dr. Shinde. Thank you once again, Chairperson and all speakers, for the absolutely brilliant session. And quickly, we are moving on to the next session. And enlightenment continues as we focus on Prime Minister's awarded Minister's Bright Student Award to being the first IAS officer from the district of Nilgiris, Tamil Nadu. His journey as a civil servant has been truly inspirational. He'll be focusing about the development work and the good governance practices in his district. May I request Shri Rajashri Shah to please join us on stage. Shri Rajashri Shah is a distinguished 2017 batch IAS officer of Telangana cadre. Apart from receiving prestigious Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration, the IIT Kanpur graduate also got SKOCH Award for Arogya Pathsala initiative, which has enhanced health, hygiene, and overall development of over 35,000 students in government schools and junior colleges across Adilabad district. This project was part of his effort to improve educational infrastructures and student welfare. Before the current tenure, he served as District Collector, Medak. And also Shri Saju Wahid A. May I request you to please join us on stage. The Collector and District Magistrate for Dhalai, Tripura. He is presently serving as the District Magistrate and Collector of Dhalai District in Tripura. He was instrumental in implementing the innovative Balika Manch initiative to combat child marriage. an effort that earned him the Chief Minister's Civil Service Award for his extraordinary performance in Tripura in the year 2025. He was selected for the Best Electoral Practice Award for 2023 by Election Commission of India for his contribution to accessible elections. In his previous postings, he served as District Magistrate and Collector, South Tripura District, Belonia Collector of Higher Education, Tripura. He has also served as Sub-Collector and Sub-Divisional Magistrate, Sonamura, and Deputy CEO at Chief Electoral Office, Tripura. I think we have an enlightened panel. Can we have a round of applause for the chairperson and speakers for this session, and over to ma'am to start the session ahead.
Thank you. A very good morning to all of you. After a very engaging session one on the awardees of the district program, it's my privilege and pleasure to chair this session. Shri V. Srinivas, Secretary, Government of India, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Shri S. N. Tripathi ji, Director General, Indian Institute of Public Administration, Shri Surendra Kumar ji, Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Odisha of the AR Department, Shri Puneet Yadav, Additional Secretary, DARPG, other esteemed secretaries and principal secretaries from various states, award-winning officers and distinguished dignitaries. This session is about the initiatives awarded by the Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration 2024 under the Aspirational Block Program. And today, as we gather here, we are going to engage with these administrators who have, in the most innovative and transformative innovations which they have steered in their own respective blocks, transformed the administration at the grassroots level. And with their initiatives, this is an opportunity of celebration of the spirit of India's governance transformation journey as it is unfolding in the real time at the block level through a very quiet transformation, perseverance of the administrators who are committed to improving the lives of the most underserved regions of our country. And the Prime Minister's Award 2024 has, for the first time, spotlighted the Aspirational Blocks program. As we all know that this program was launched on January 7, 2023 during the second National Conference of the Chief Secretaries. It aims to transform 500 blocks across 329 districts from 27 states and 4 union territories. And the ABP focuses on improving governance to enhance the quality of life of citizens in the most difficult and underdeveloped blocks of the country, to fast-track the development in these by converging the existing schemes, by defining the outcomes and by monitoring them. There are key performance indicators, 38 of them, which measure the progress of these blocks under 5 themes of health and nutrition, education, agriculture and allied services, social development and basic infrastructure. And the blocks are ranked on the basis of the incremental progress that they have achieved, thereby instilling a sense of healthy competition among them, and financial incentives are also awarded on a quarterly basis. This is a scheme that is steered through by the Niti Aayog. And this program, as the Additional Secretary has already in his previous session explained in detail the process of selection of the aspirational blocks, which are finally selected based on the quantitative as well as the qualitative criteria. There is 50% weightage here also for the blocks, and there are screening committees, there are field visits conducted for the selection of these awardees. Also, the extent of impact on the actual service delivery is thereby captured. What we find is that all these initiatives, they have been able to score more than 90% in their respective areas. The key parameters, if also we have a look at the key parameters, they are the ones which are aimed at taking the most underprivileged or the marginalized sections of our society along in the process of development. So if we talk of health KPIs, there are 7 health KPIs which include percentage of pregnant women registered for ANC, the percentage of institutional deliveries, the low birth weight babies. All these refer to the section of the society which is not a real pressure group, as we can say. It also aims at improving the structure, the quality of health delivery institutions in in the blocks. Then there is an emphasis on screening for the various lifestyle diseases. There is a hypertension screening percentage of screening for diabetes, percentage of TB cases which are treated successfully. These are very important aspects to monitor the health parameters. Looking at the nutrition parameters also, there are pregnant women who are taking supplementary nutrition. Then it is about how many children are enrolled at the Anganwadis, percentage of children enrolled under 5 years, and the SAM and the MAM, which was already mentioned in the previous session also at the district levels. Similarly, look at the other criteria, shows how the basic infrastructure part covers the water facilities. Then there is the how many households have these tap water, how many villages are declared as defecation free, and one of the important ones in basic development which we find is indicative of the emerging digital transformation in the country, which is also responsible for bridging the gaps of development, is the percentage of Gram Panchayats with BharatNet facility. And how many households are constructed under the PMAI is a long-standing target. Most of the field functionaries would know. These are the areas which have been always important, and now through the program of ABP, the focus on, the national focus is towards seeing that the last mile delivery takes place. About the 4 speakers today, we have from the Gamaria block in the Saraikela Kharsawa district, Shri Rajiv Shankar Shukla ji from Jharkhand. He has shown how the convergence at the grassroots can deliver outcomes in clean energy, wash and inclusive education, and how by engaging with the communities directly through the Chintan Shivir and Ratri Chaupal, how he has been able to frame dialogues. I would invite Mr. Shukla to talk in detail about the initiatives taken by him to bring about local ownership for success of this program. Mr. Shukla.
Very good morning to everyone. Being the first speaker after the chair on the session on Aspirational Block Program, I feel that it's both my responsibility and I also have a leverage to elaborate on the context which has already been set with respect to the Aspirational Block Program by the chair. So to begin with, next slide please. I will briefly discuss the context of the Aspirational Block Program. It was inspired by the fact that even among the developed districts, there may lie certain pockets of underdevelopment, and it is very important to clinically focus on their development so that the true inclusive development is realized on the field. And to give an example, Saraikela Kharsawa district was never an aspirational district, but when the Aspirational Block Program was launched, 3 of its relatively underdeveloped blocks were recognized as aspirational blocks, and they could get the much desired, much needed priority from the administration. Now again, the implementation of Aspirational Block Program was totally supported by a perfect launch pad which was provided by the Aspirational District Program, particularly because of its standardized key performance indicators and a granular understanding of primers through which we could devise our strategies to address various problems and also to implement various government schemes on priority. So, taking forward from the context which was set from Aspirational District Program, Aspirational Block Program realized that block can serve as an eye in the needle of service delivery at ground level, and once you have identified the eye, rest of the problem is relatively easy. Next slide, please. Now, this context was also supported by detailed strategy, which was a part of implementation of aspirational block program. And since this is something which is common to almost all the aspirational block programs, I'm taking it a bit ahead of other slides and discussing the strategy part a bit beforehand. So the strategy involved, among most important interventions, conduct of Chintan Shivars and Ratri Chaupals, which were kind of participatory planning through stakeholder engagement. For example, in Gamaria block, we would be holding Chintan Shivars and Ratri Chaupals in all the villages with all the panchayat representatives, all the village headmen. Apart from that, it will also include involvement of the frontline workers and the block level officers. And in that way, it ensures both horizontal as well as vertical integration. Horizontal in the sense that we saw that the distrust between the public and the officials were addressed. And vertical in the sense that we saw that the distrust among the officials, especially the frontline workers and the block level officers, and then again the block level officials and the district level officers, that was also addressed. So this could have happened only by providing the kind of opportunity where we could sit together, we could discuss not only the formal things but also the informal things. Followed up by the conduct of Chintan Shivars and Ratri Chaupal, we focused upon the block development strategy because through all these brainstormings, we got enough ideas to come up with what would be the best suited or a tailor-made situation for granular problems in different villages. And Saraikela Kharsamawar district was the first district in the country to come up with its block development strategy, reflecting on the spirit of the Constitution of India. Our officers enacted, adopted, and gave to ourselves our block development strategy, which served as a guiding light in implementation of aspirational block program in Gamaria block. One of the unique initiatives in the block has been the ranking of frontline workers through a monthly scorecard that measured their performance against the key performance indicators of the aspirational block program. And the photograph of the best performing frontline worker would be affixed at the notice board of the collectorate. It will feature in the newspaper, and there would be a positive cooperative competition among the frontline workers. The kind of competition that we see among others, we try to bring it at the ground level and lead a development from the ground. And this helped us basically because it worked on the principle of recognition of efforts and also fixing of accountability, not by negatively judging someone or putting someone in the bad light, but by providing the kind of desired nudge to improve without lowering the morale of the officers who are working in the ground. Another major shift in the strategy was a shift from measuring incremental changes based upon delta ranking towards saturation of different schemes. And when we are addressing or when we are aiming towards a saturation, then we are aiming to achieve all that we have before us. For example, the service provider as well as the people for whom we are working, they also have equal level of satisfaction when we feel that there is no one who is left behind and everyone has been covered by the mandate of the scheme, by the mandate of the program. Now, coming to the next slide, please. So this is basically the block profile of Gamaria block. Gamaria block, once it used to be a left-wing extremism affected block with more than 30% of its population as the scheduled tribe population. The block is spread across 21 panchayats and 187 villages. It has fair coverage of various government institutions like Ayushman Arogya Mandir, CHC Center, other health institutions institutions and educational institutions as well. Next slide, please. We conducted a SWOT analysis of the block in order to devise both our block development strategy and also to chalk out various intervention strategies to address those problems which were persisting in the block. So the strength that we identified was presence of dedicated frontline workers and relatively more aware community on the one hand, and also presence of industries in and around the areas of the block. It also had exposure to the urban population. Among the weaknesses that we could identify, we found that we had scarcity of human resources. Also, the institutional capacity was not that strong, and we also had relatively low literacy in the block. Opportunities that we saw was in terms of implementation of various government programs and various schemes of the government, use of technology to deliver timely and transparent services. It also had scope for greater community participation, which we saw as an opportunity. And among the threats, the most important one was lack of availability of sufficient funds and behavioral issues in the community, especially some practices like witchcraft or witch hunting, or which we call Dayan Pratha, which is common among the relatively rural and underdeveloped areas of our state. So there were several ways to address these problems and to take the various innovations in different fields. Next slide, please. So these are 4 important innovations which we focused on and which helped us in achieving our objective. The first was, as I discussed briefly, the frontline worker scorecard, because it created a cooperative competition among the frontline workers who are at the fulcrum of implementation of most of the government programs, be it the Anganwadi worker, be it the ASHA or the Swast Sahiya, be it the A&M or the Jal Sahiya. And we found that when we conducted the Ratri Chaupals and Chintan Shivars, where all the stakeholders would be sitting together, they developed a chemistry of their own. And they started to work as a part of a team, which was very helpful in realization of the objectives and the tasks which we were supposed to achieve. Similarly, presence of industries in the neighboring areas was a good support for us. And earlier, while their support was more in the nature of ad hoc supports, we tried to link all their supports to some of the key performing indicators of aspirational block program. So if we have to get some CSR support from any industry, we will ensure that this is linked with some of the key performance indicator or the broader themes of aspirational block program. For example, it can be related to construction of a model Anganwadi center. It can be related to assisting the CHC in getting Kayakalp award or getting NQUA certification for itself. Similarly, we also used technology to deliver service both in a timely manner as well as in a transparent manner. One among the most important such intervention was use of smart classes in +2 and class 10th. Basically, this was to help those students who were not having sufficient support of subject-specific teachers. So suppose a school doesn't have a teacher for the subject of physics, so we would be conducting online classes through some startup, and it will be helpful in covering both their syllabus as well as in solving their doubts. Similarly, another important pillar of our intervention was empowering the SHGs for social development. SHGs have long performed well and been recognized as kind of support for economic development and vehicles of economic development, but we leveraged their potential not only for economic development but also for social development. That was another important takeaway from the implementation of the program in Gamaria block. Next, please. This slide basically discusses about the health and nutrition related intervention. I will briefly say that our focus was more on the health and nutrition requirement of the adolescent girl, and to ensure that quality ANC antenatal care is saturated through conduct of regular village health sanitation and nutrition days. And we also ensured that digital hemoglobinometers were used in all the VHSNDs. And all these results were monitored through an app called DG Nidan, which was launched with the help of the DMFT fund, which was available in the district. Again, leveraging all the resources that we have with us to achieve the common goal. Again, with respect to the health and nutrition part, the team building during Chintan Sivir and Ratri Chaupal was very helpful, because Swasth Sahiya, ANM, Anganwadi worker and Jal Sahiya, the four of them came together to ensure that no one was left behind in their village, in their hamlets. So instead of planning at the district level or at the block level or at the panchayat level, we went down to the village and to the hamlet level. Next, please. And this is the result. As you can see from the slide, we saw significant improvement in supplementary nutrition, Anganwadi centers infrastructure, reduction in the number of SAM and MAM children, and also in terms of ensuring 100% hypertension and diabetes screening. Next, please. In terms of education, as I mentioned briefly earlier, setting up of smart classes, online classes for those subjects where subject-specific teachers were not available and we were running short of time, so we had to devise quick interventions. So that was one of the important intervention. Apart from that, we also ensured that there was sufficient focus on the education of girl children. So by ensuring separate functional toilets for them, by ensuring availability of menstrual hygiene lab at all the schools and all the hostels, this was achieved, and we can see the result. Next slide, please. Where there was increase in the number of girls' toilet from 60% to 99%, and it also directly correlated with their performance in examinations and their retention and transition rate, which can be seen from the slide. Next, please. Agriculture and allied services, the most important intervention was formation of a chamber of farmers on the line of chamber of commerce. So we organized them through the cooperatives and empowered them by providing sufficient guidance as well as funding. We were trailing behind in terms of soil health cards. So we roped in the KVK and also entered into a PPP partnership to ensure that 100% soil health cards were prepared for the farmers. Another important intervention was to roll out the Gajia Barrage irrigation project, which was kind of inoperational because of the dispute among the community and land-related issues. And again, taking forward the goodwill which was generated during the Ratri Chaupals and the informal discussions with the community, we could convince them to make sure that the program was implemented. And this single project has potential to irrigate one-fourth of the entire block. So it in itself was a significant achievement for us. Next, please. This slide shows the achievement, for example, in terms of distribution of soil health card. We had significant achievement, and also in terms of animal vaccination, we used mobile animal vaccination vans to see that even the remotest areas are covered. Next, please. In the area of social development, as I mentioned earlier, we leveraged the potential of the members of self-help group to lead from the front the social development sector, be it addressing the problem of witchcraft, witch hunting, or anti-narcotics campaigns, or the campaign against alcoholism in the rural areas, which was very rampant and also a reason for violence in these areas. So these were all done by involving and by bringing at the forefront the members of the self-help group. And I'm very proud to say that we had more than 500 Lakshpati Didis in Gamaria block itself by the time we nominated for the PM awards. Next, please. And this is a brief indicator of the transition in the social development sector. Like eligible households in SSG fold increased significantly, and also the banking touching points increased in the block significantly. Next, please. In terms of basic infrastructure, there were sufficient interventions by dovetailing the funds available under 15th FC, untied funds in the district, DMFT funds, CSR funds, and whatever resources we had to make sure that all the basic infrastructures are available at a saturation level in the village and in the panchayat of Gamaria block. Next slide, please. And as can be seen, we have 100% coverage of ODF plus, and I'm very sure that in coming few weeks we would be in a situation to ensure that all the villages would be converted into model villages as well. We also have live BharatNet connection in all the panchayats, and these live BharatNet connections have been now taken towards the high schools and the +2 schools of the block. All of them have been covered with these live BharatNet services. Next, please. Another key feature of implementation of Aspirational Block program was implementation of Sampurnata Abhiyan. And this is where we saw a marked shift from the Aspirational District program to Aspirational Block program, because as I told earlier, we were focusing upon saturation. Because in the same village or in the same panchayat, if we provide a particular service to a particular person and we leave someone else on some ground which has been devised by us, there is going to be a feeling of injustice among those who are left out. And this feeling of injustice, this feeling of resentment, this feeling of being left out was addressed by implementing the programs in saturation mode. And we could achieve 100% institutional deliveries, supplementary nutrition for pregnant women, and screening of hypertension, diabetes, etc., soil health cards, and various other indicators. We could achieve 100% saturation under the aegis of the Sampurnata Abhiyan, because this gave another opportunity for community engagement and another opportunity for the frontline workers to recollect all their will, all their energy, and utilize it in the ground. Next, please. Now, coming to the way forward, having been associated with the Aspirational District program from its inception and also with the Aspirational Block program, my takeaway has been that it has enabled responsive governance. It has helped us by capacity building of our frontline workers who were not being given adequate attention earlier. It has also contributed in the already ongoing movement towards community empowerment. In our period, we saw first such measure during the launch and implementation of the Swachh Bharat mission, and the Aspirational District program and the Aspirational Block program has enabled us to carry forward that movement. It has also touched upon the behavioral and transactional aspect of administration by bringing together different levels, different verticals of administration and service delivery at a single platform. The quality of service has also improved, and to conclude, it has brought the goal of the Government of India, the state government, the district administration, and the block administration at same pace. And it has created a kind of consensus ad idem, which means meeting of mind at same point in same manner when it comes to implementation of government programs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shukla. So what we have seen in the Gamaria block in Saraikela, Kharsawa district is the implementation of the 3 core principles of the Aspirational Block program: convergence, collaboration, and competition, used in the best possible manner to saturate services, saturation in all the key performance indicators, and almost 50% or 100% marks out of 50 received by the block for their performance. Good congratulations to them for setting this example of good governance. Now I would request Shri Inbasekhar K, District Collector of Kasaragod district, to speak on the transformations brought about through digital inclusion in the Parapa block, and how they have deployed the digital governance platforms for not just the delivery of the services, but also saturation of the key parameters.
Respected Secretary Sir, Shri V. Srinivas Sir, Director General, IIPA, Sri S.N. Tripadi sir, ACS, Government of Odisha, Sri Surendra Kumar sir, Additional Secretary, Sri Puneet Yadav sir, and Joint Secretary ma'am, Sarita ma'am, and dignitaries. Good morning to all of you. This Aspirational Blocks program, one of the very well designed program of Government of India. The main feature of this program is it is data driven. You get to see in numbers whatever developments are taking place in the field. And one more important thing is there is a reward mechanism. Whenever there is a quarterly ranking released by Niti Aayog, you get some funding from Niti Aayog, which can be used to improve various indicators. And as Shuklaji said, there are 38 indicators across 5 sectors, and we have to improve or saturate these indicators. That is our primary job. So if you take Delta ranking of hard block, we got 463 rank in June 2023, just 1 month after I took charge as a district collector. So we all know that once we land in the district as a district collector, we all want to do something, and definitely this was a great opportunity for me. And later on, when we reached December 2023, our rank improved, and in September 2024, during this period, we got All India second rank, and in the both in composite index and also in the Delta ranking. So we got totally 3.5 crores from Niti Aayog to spend on various sectors across the 38 indicators. So that was our accomplishment. So being as a good governance practice conference, I would like to spend more time on what are the best practices that we have done in our block and the district. Next slide, please. So what was the action plan? Next. So Chintan Shivir. So this is the very starting point of this particular program, wherein we called all the panchayat presidents and members and the district level officials and block level officials at the block. I went there personally, and I took sub-divisional magistrates, all the district level people, and we were sitting the whole day and discussing with the people, and we come out a block development strategy. So this was like very, very important and fundamental document over which we will be doing all our works in coming months. Next. So this is a block development strategy. We do SWOT analysis for each theme. We have 5 themes, 38 indicators. We do SWOT analysis and identify critical gaps which need our interventions for improvement. Next. So it is not only sufficient that we call the people representatives. It is important that we have to conduct awareness programs in all the panchayats, and we need to involve the people. That is we call Janbahidari. So as per the Niti Aayog instruction, we conducted Sankalp Saptah across 1 week. We had each day we had one theme, and we had to conduct programs on those themes. So we arranged so many programs across the panchayats and entire block, so that the people get the awareness about this particular program, because people participation is the very, very important thing for the success of this program. Next. So Jani Bhagidari, see, in the last day of Sankalp Saptah, you can see we conducted a public rally in the small hilly town of Parapa. So the people participated very with lot of enthusiasm, and we can see that with the traditional cultural fervor, they actually participated in this program. Next. So what was our strategy? So if you take the particular important thing about this particular program is we should have a very clear-cut strategy through which we are going to improve this indicator. So what I did, I visited all these panchayats. So it's not like every month we conduct monthly meeting, but also it is equally important we have to visit these places, and I interacted with all the panchayat presidents and members. So they were very happy to that collector is coming to their panchayat and interacting and asking about what are the problems in the particular panchayat, even from the lowest democratic functionary, the members. So they were very much happy to receive me and tell about their problems. So this has made my job almost half done, because whenever we tell some of the indicators to improve, we have to tell them that this is to be done, and they do it. So for example, we'll have to conduct mass medical camps. So to conduct mass medical camp, we need doctors and the health mechanism. But we need people. People have to come forward and they have to participate in the camp. For that, we need people participation. That was ensured by creating a collaboration between the local self-governments and the district administration. Next. Then capacity building, it is very important. It is not that the district collector is staying in the district sometime and doing something, and after we leave, it is important that the people are having the capacity to continue the program. So capacity building, what I did, I took all these panchayat presidents and the self-help group chairpersons in the panchayat to some remote location. It's a resort, in the hilly resort. I took them and I trained them. I told them, these are the indicators. We need, this is the period of Sampurnada Abhiyan. So July, August, September 2024, we got 3 months and we need to improve 6 indicators. I mean, we need to saturate these indicators and we need their help. So I took a class and I told them to discuss among themselves and present a plan. So this whole day went on like this, and finally they came up and they told about what all the things they are going to do, and that was kind of success. Next. And this is very important, micro action plans. For each target, for each indicator, we need to do the micro action plan. For example, if we are doing, NCD screening for hypertension and diabetes, it is important that we need to conduct so many camps. We conducted 824 camps within the span of 2 months, and we need to communicate the schedule to the people, and we need their participation. Without people, we cannot do the screening. So we need their support. So we need to create a plan for each indicator, even for soil health card. We have to take samples, and we need people. We need a lab to analyze all those things, and we need to distribute that. So we need a very critical plans. So we prepared micro action plan by the participation of the people, and we ensured that it is all done and also we need to do monitoring, district level monthly meetings. Even though we say district level monthly meetings, it is everyday monitoring. Every day we need to call on those people and ask what all the developments taking place. And whenever we are getting results, we should also take corrective steps why it is not improving. Certain indicators are not improving. So what should we do? For example, when we did the soil health card analysis, after giving the instruction in the meeting, next day I visited the soil health lab. Then I understood that there is some instruments are not working. Then I had to call people, then it was done. So it is like these micro interventions is very, very important in the aspirational blocks, because in the aspirational blocks we have so many challenges, like starting from human resource, the systems, fund. We have so many challenges, but it is important that the collector is directly involving in each and every stage so that we achieve these targets. Next. And this is very important. Our approach was we did something from top to bottom. It is always bottom to top approach. The local level people are involved, and we only told them what are the things to be done. As I told, these 38 indicators across 5 sectors, what are the things to be done that we told them, we educated them. So their participation was very important, and they planned everything, and it was implemented. And finally, this active media engagement is very important, because the local media, they should know about this particular program. Then only people will understand that it's the priority block, and whenever collector along with the district level officials coming to block and taking meetings, it is important that people understand the importance that we give to this program. So that is how the local planning is very important. Next. So Sampurnada Abhiyan, this is the I would say this is one of the best thing happened to in the entire episode. Next slide. Why? Because they gave 3 months. Niti Aayog gave us 3 months time with 6 indicators, and we need to saturate it. So it was like kind of say examination, and you have been given a syllabus, you've been given some time, and you need to work hard and achieve it. So this NCD screening, hypertension, diabetes, we saturated with 100%. we conducted 824 camps. We screened around 90,000 people within 2 months, and we achieved this. And ANC registration, again, it was around 60-70%, but to make it 100%, to reach the unreached, it is very important that we mobilize the people. And soil health card generation, again, we achieved the target. And supplementary nutrition distribution, we have 14,000 children in our Anganwadis, and of which we could able to reach them 95%. And all the pregnant women, we could able to reach 100%, because imagine the reasons mostly that we cannot reach the 100% is that the last mile connectivity, because these people are like mostly from disadvantaged section, mostly tribals, living in the faraway places, and the Anganwadi worker will have to take the materials, rations, and to reach that place and give them that supplementary nutrition and mark them in the portion tracker. It is very important, and it cannot be done by one single Anganwadi worker. It is not physically, it is not possible. Practically, it is not possible. So we need to talk with the local ward member, and with their support, with the community support, it is possible that we can reach out everyone. And it is a big thing to reach out, because once we did these things, we could see very clearly, that malnutrition levels are coming down. So this Sambarna Abhiyan is the great, I would say, one of the governance perspective. It is important that we give target, we give time, and we ensure, we follow up, and we ensure that it is done. So this is the great thing. Next. And this is the launch of Sambarna Abhiyan. We conducted a tribal medical camp, and we took Sambarna Abhiyan, there is a oath, and I was just telling the oath, and all others were repeating. So then we conducted Poshan Mela. Next.
In the Sekar, can you wind up in a shorter time, because
yes,
we are expecting the MOS.
Yeah. So then so it is very important that we also appreciate the people who are working with us. So once we achieve all these things, I distributed the certificate and memento to 595 people. Again, it is very important to appreciate the people who have worked with us. Next. And this is the sector-wise interventions. I am not going much into this. This is a health intervention. We could achieve 100% in NCD screening. Next. And our newborn low birth weight babies are very less. Next. Nutrition, again, we could reach out to each and every pregnant woman and the child. And one important thing is Mission Anganwadi program, for which we got best district collector award from the state department, wherein we find Anganwadi, wherever the Anganwadis are not having own building, we find some land from government, and we ensure that the buildings are coming up. So that is one thing. Next. And education sector. Next. Basic infra, all the villages are ODF free, all those things are there in the slide. Next. And agriculture, this very important thing is this soil health card that we achieved 100%. Next. And social development, revolving fund distribution, that we opened account in the nationalized banks for all these groups. That was done at the very big mass camps we were conducted, and we did this. Next. And this is one program that I would like to say that along with Alimco, we distributed these assistive devices to the differently abled people. Next. And this is ABCD campaign. See, we have 6 basic documents to give to the tribals: Aadhaar, voter ID, and this birth certificate, ration card, health insurance. Some people were not having it, and we ensured this campaign and ensured that the tribals are getting these documents. Next. And next. So these are the beneficiaries, like 1,798 people across the 4 panchayats got all these documents. That's a big thing for them. With this, they can access all the government services. Next. And this is many indicators, like 12 indicators were saturated during this period. Next. And this many 20 indicators, like high performing indicators. Next. And those, we have challenges. We don't have an institutional delivery point in our block, so we are working on it. Definitely we will be able to achieve that also. And these 6 indicators need a lot of improvements. Next. So our source of funds. Next. This is mostly from panchayats, and there is a special package of the government of Kerala is there. Next. And the way forward, we have planned proposal for additional allocation of 3.5 crores. Next. And these all the projects are like, it's related to the 38 indicators, and it was approved in the last empowered committee. So we will be implementing all these programs. Next. So the future action plan, out of 7 panchayats, the 4 panchayats we have already announced as a TB Mukt panchayat. 3 panchayats we are like working on. Definitely we will be able to achieve that also. Next. So ensure that media engagement equally important. People understand what we are doing, and it also should be shared with national agency like Niti Aayog. Next. And we were the first block panchayat block in the state to fulfill all these indicators in the Samburnada Abhiyan. Next. Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Indrasekhar. Thank you so much. So, what we have seen is how the conceptualization of the Nitis aspirational block program gives direction actually of development, clarity on the direction of development, and then focus on those areas. And they have taken some very good steps of localizing the planning and also involving local community, which gives sustainability to the progress in these blocks. And we are told that the Honorable MOS is on his way, and we will give a break to this session and resume the session on the aspirational block program after the inaugural session and post lunch. So with that, I hand over the stage to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, esteemed Chair, for permitting us to interrupt the session right now, but we will continue and resume the session once the inaugural session is over. Thank you so much to the speakers. We will hear 2 more amazing stories of success once the inaugural session is over. May I request humbly everyone to please ensure that your mobile phones are in silent mode, and even manager. Administration, at Prime Minister's Office, Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Atomic Energy and Department of Space, Dr. Jitendra Singh, esteemed Secretary, DARPG, Shri V. Srinivas, esteemed DG IIPA, Shri S. N. Tripathi, esteemed Additional Chief Secretary, General Administration and Public Grievance Department, Government of Odisha, Shri Surendra Kumar, and esteemed Additional Secretary, DARPG, Shri Puneet Yadav. It's been an absolutely honor to have such special dignitaries for this two-day national conference, and it's an age-old practice of the land to greet and welcome special guests with bouquets of fresh flowers. May I request the host team to present flower bouquets to dignitaries on stage, please. Can we have an overwhelming round of applause for the Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Union Minister of State, and dignitaries present on stage? Their presence is making this two-day national conference on good governance practices truly special and unforgettable for each one of us present here. Host team doing the honor of presenting bouquets of fresh flowers, a beautiful sight on stage. May I now request esteemed Additional Chief Secretary, General Administration and Public Grievance Department, Government of Odisha, Shri Surendra Kumar, to please officially deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, Honorable Union Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh, Secretary, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Shri V. Srinivas ji, DG, Indian Institute of Public Administration, Shri Surendranath Tripathi ji, Additional Secretary, DARPG, Mr. Yadav, distinguished guests, award-winning officials, delegates from across the nation, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you to the National Conference on Good Governance Practices here in Bhubaneswar. Over the next 2 days, this forum will serve as a confluence of some of the brightest minds in public administration, distinguished practitioners, innovators, thought leaders, all united by a shared commitment to advancing the frontiers of governance in India. We are honored to have you with us today, the presence of Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh, whose visionary leadership in personnel, public grievances, and pension reforms has shaped the agenda of governance at the national level. I extend a special welcome to Honorable Chief Minister Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, under whose stewardship Odisha continues to pioneer initiatives that place people at heart of administration. My special gratitude also goes to Shri V. Srinivas ji, Secretary DARPG, whose dedication to administrative reforms has been instrumental in the organization of this landmark event. Last but not the least, I also extend a heartfelt thanks to my ex-senior colleague, Shri Surendra Tripathi, who has taught us so much with regard to administrative innovations, and I think he rightly deserves to be a part of this conference today. This conference is convened at a critical juncture as India accelerates its journey towards transformative growth, inclusion, responsive public service, and the likes. One of the main objectives of this gathering is to showcase and celebrate the success stories, those initiatives recognized with the Prime Minister's Excellence Awards that have delivered measurable improvements in the lives of citizens. This meeting of minds is designed to provide a platform for cross-learning amongst the district collectors, senior officials, and practitioners from across the states, facilitating the deep exchange of experience and new ideas. Aim to deliberate on administrative innovations and policy reforms and their role in achieving holistic development, with particular focus on aspirational block program and innovation in service delivery. I am positive that the deliberations will lead to catalyzing new partnerships and create a replicable blueprint for citizen-centric governance by leveraging technology, process re-engineering, and best administrative practices. With people being at the core of this entire exercise, our ultimate measure of success as public servants and administrators lies in the well-being and empowerment of the citizens that we serve. The discussions and outcomes of this conference are designed to have a direct, positive impact on the people of India by encouraging the adoption of proven models of efficient service delivery that reduce delays, improve transparency, and make government services more accessible. It also aims for promoting process re-engineering that minimizes bureaucratic hurdles and simplifies procedures, making it easier for ordinary citizens to benefit from the welfare schemes of essential services. Before we embark upon this complex journey of good governance, it is critical that we ground ourselves in the fundamentals of governance itself. Governance is more than administration. It is about creating robust institutions, enforcing the rule of law, ensuring accountability, and building enduring trust with the citizens. Unless the foundations are strong, clarity of law, transparency of process, integrity in execution, even the most well-intentioned schemes and reforms are at the risk of falling short. Therefore, it is extremely important that we first understand the fundamentals of administration before we move forward for achieving the next level of good governance. As we embark on this two-day journey, let us remember that our endeavor is not merely to celebrate administrative achievements, but to weave a web of knowledge, commitment, and innovation that will uplift millions. Let these deliberations spark new collaborations. Let us pledge ourselves to the principle that good governance is not a privilege, but the right of every citizen. On behalf of the State Government of Odisha, I once again welcome each and every one of you. May the conversation here sow the seeds of change that blossom into a new era of efficient, transparent, and compassionate governance across India. Thank you. Jai Hind. Bande Utkal Janani.
Thank you so much, sir, for those overwhelming words of welcome. May I now request esteemed Secretary, DRPG, Shri V. Srinivas, to please set the context and speak about the significance of platforms like this. Sir.
Honorable Chief Minister of the Government of Odisha, respected Shri Mohan Charan Manjhi ji, Honorable Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, respected Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, respected Cabinet Ministers of the Government of Odisha, Dr. S.N. Tripathi ji, the Director General, Indian Institute of Public Administration, Shri Surendra Kumar ji, the Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Odisha, my distinguished colleagues, Shri Puneet Yadav ji, Srimati Sarita Chauhan ji, Additional Chief Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, Secretaries of Government of Odisha, Prime Ministers, awardees, distinguished delegates to this conference across India. I extend a warm and hearty welcome to the Honorable Chief Minister of the Government of Odisha and to the Honorable Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions to the National Conference on Good Governance Practices at Bhubaneswar. I also extend a very warm welcome to my distinguished colleagues, Dr. S.N. Tripathi ji, Shri Puneet Yadav ji, and Shri Surendra Kumar ji, as also all the distinguished cabinet ministers who are attending this event today. This national conference has been curated around the Civil Services Day theme of holistic development of India through holistic development of districts and holistic development of blocks. The Honorable Prime Minister in his Civil Services Day address had said, holistic development of India is not just a theme. It is our commitment, our promise to the people of this country. It means that no village is left behind, no family is left behind, no citizen is left behind. the Honorable Prime Minister has called on the civil service for a sankalp, sahyog and kshamata, commitment, collaboration and capabilities so that India's tryst with the destiny of Viksit Bharat is achieved. This conference showcases the transformation in public governance in India, where young civil servants are thought leaders and innovators. Sir, in this conference, we have district collectors from Jammu and Kashmir to Kerala, from Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat, who are participating from across the country, and over 70 officers have come from across the country. And since morning, we've heard many stories of commitment and community mobilization which have been presented in this conference. The theme, as I said, is Holistic Development of India, and the Prime Minister's Award Scheme has been curated so that the holistic development across 11 priority sector programs can be undertaken. Last year, 11 such schemes were identified and 1,588 nominations received from over 750 districts. And these nominations were assessed on qualitative, quantitative, and governance criteria. There have been several success stories that you have seen. For example, in Rajkot district, as was presented, the case study of Shivbhai Rajiv Bhai Sindhu, which said that he has benefited by almost 3.05 lakhs across 11 programs. And 8 of the 11 priority sector programs have reached saturation. 120% has been achieved under the PM Suryaghar Bijli Yojana. Similarly, for the first time, we have 2 districts of Tripura, Dhalai and also Gomati, which have presented. And sir, out of a population of 5.12 lakhs of Gomati district, the Holistic Development of India has covered a population of 2.15 lakhs under the PM Jan Arogya Yojana, and almost 1 lakh households under Har Ghar Jal. The approach is to ensure that no individual is left behind. Similarly, the case study of Kupwara that was presented, 1.28 lakh beneficiaries of Har Ghar Jal and 5.05 lakh beneficiaries under PMJ. So, community mobilization by adopting 6-point strategies have been taken up. Similarly, under the Aspirational block program, convergence, participatory planning, monthly ranking, as also data-driven monitoring have been implemented. So smart classes is something that we are witnessing across the aspirational blocks. We also have a number of innovations that are being presented, like the Uttarakhand UK GAMS, Assam's Shiksha Setu, Uttar Pradesh's Sugamya Pustakalaya, and Arunachal Pradesh's Digi Kaksha. We also have several district collectors of Odisha who will be speaking on the sideline as part of this conference, and their presentations by 7 district collectors would be made tomorrow. I will briefly show you how far we have progressed in terms of holistic development of India through a representation of maps scheme-wise. If you could just show the presentation, please. If you could go to the presentation, please. Sir, this was the Prime Minister's quote from the Civil Services Day on 21st April 2025, which said that holistic development of India is not just a theme, it is our commitment, our promise to the people of the country. No village left behind, no family left behind, no citizen left behind. Next, please. Sir, we have taken 11 schemes which will be going up for saturation for 2 years' time. Last year we had a different set of schemes, and once they were saturated, they were phased out. So out of the 350 centrally sponsored schemes and about 170 odd centrally sponsored schemes and 350 central sector schemes, these schemes have been identified. So Mission Indradhanush, as can be seen, has almost achieved saturation with almost 90% across most states. So in all likelihood, by next year, we would be achieving full saturation in terms of the immunization programs, the additional immunization programs. Next, please. In terms of the Pradhan Mantri Jan Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, there are states which have achieved 90%, but there is some areas where saturation is yet to be achieved. It is hoped that in the next 2 years' time, this scheme would also witness around 90% saturation. Next, please. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban, this has progressed again at a rapid rate, and most states have reached around 75 to 80% in terms of achievement levels. Next, please. The Saksham Anganwadi, which is the portion 2.0, this is around 50 to 60% saturation. There is some work left, and it is hoped the inclusion of this scheme under the PM awards will take it and provide greater impetus through leadership for the district collectors. Next, please. The Kisan Credit Card Scheme for farmers, animal husbandry and fisheries. This is a scheme that is under implementation, and 2 years of monitoring through the PM Award scheme will provide tremendous impetus for field implementation. Next, please. The PM Swanidhi scheme has grown rapidly across states, and implementation levels are between 50 to 70% on a pan-India basis. Next, please. The PM Vishwakarma scheme is again a scheme that has been rapidly expanding, and the Har Ghar Jal Yojana, next please, has also been rapidly growing across all states. Next, please. The PM Surya Ghar Bijli Yojana has witnessed rapid progress in Gujarat, and Rajkot district's example was showcased, wherein which every house that is being built or every apartment building has a solar panel that is established with it, and it has brought tremendous transformation in terms of electricity availability. This is a scheme under implementation across many states. The PM Jan Arogya Yojana, next please. Next please. PM Matru Vandana Yojana, these are two schemes of the Health Ministry that are included in the PM Award Scheme 2025. Next please. The Aspirational Block Scheme has had tremendous impact on the lines of the Aspirational Districts program at micro level to bring field level transformation. Next please. The inclusion of these schemes integrated into one PM award ensures that the holistic development of India can be taken up on a timely manner. I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister of Government of Odisha for giving us time and for accepting our request to host this conference in Bhubaneswar. I would also like to thank Honorable Jitendra Singh Ji. This is his 29th regional conference that is being chaired and held under his leadership, and his vision and dynamism have imparted a new meaning to administrative reforms across India. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughtful insights with us and reminding us the importance of good governance practices in nation building. Ladies and gentlemen, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji once said, India will shine through its villages, and today, under the able leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, we say this with immense pride that our villages are shining, our districts beaming with confidence. We are bringing changes to lives of millions of people, spreading smile through some of the best good governance practices. So coming up next is a very short audiovisual that will tell you more about the Prime Minister Award-winning good governance practices for the year 2024. The AV, please.
जिसे देख कर देश संवरता है।
अब भारत को भरोसा है उन पर जो चूकते नहीं, जो थकते नहीं और जो हारते नहीं। जिन्हें साहस से परिणाम बदलना आता है। आज के देश को कल विकसित बनाना आता है। कोशिशों की तस्वीर में जीत का रंग भरने वाले ऐसे ही विजेताओं के विजय का उत्सव है प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स अवार्ड्स फॉर एक्सीलेंस इन पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन।
इस भरोसे का बहुत ठोस कारण है आज का भारत आने वाले 25 साल की इस 21वीं शताब्दी के लॉन्ग टर्म विजन को ध्यान में रखते हुए एक के बाद एक कदम उठा रहा है, व्यापक स्तर पर काम कर रहा है।
अब भारत को भरोसा है होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट के इन विजेताओं पर, जो सिर्फ मिसाल ही नहीं, हर अंधेरे को मिटाने वाली मशाल बने।
हम है वो आईना जिसे देख कर देश संवरता है।
हमने कभी जिंदगी में सोचा ही नहीं था हम ऐसे मकान में रह सकेंगे। अब हमारा भी एक पता है।
पीएम सूर्यग्रह मुफ्त बिजली योजना में सोलर लगाने के बाद एक तो लाइट का बिल खत्म हो गया है और ये फ्यूचर जनरेशन के लिए भी बहुत जरूरी है।
যেতিয়া মই PM চৌধুৰী লোনটো ললো, লোৱাৰ পিছত মই বস্তুখিনি ভাল বস্তু আনিছো, আপোনাৰ গ্ৰাহকবোৰ বহুত বাঢ়িছে।
अब भारत को भरोसा है तरक्की की नई पहुंच पर, नई उन्नति पर, नई ऊंचाइयों पर, जिसकी कहानी कह रहे हैं एस्पिरेशनल ब्लॉक्स प्रोग्राम के विजेता।
हम है वो रोशनी जिसे ओढ़ कर देश चमकता है।
हमारे स्कूल में जब से ICT लैब आया है तो हमें कंप्यूटर चलाना बहुत अच्छे से आ गया है और मैं अब ऑनलाइन और ऑफलाइन के सभी काम आराम से कर लेती हूँ।
ജലജീവൻ പദ്ധതി പ്രകാരം ഇപ്പൊ എല്ലാവർക്കും വെള്ളം ലഭിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ എല്ലാവരുടെ കാര്യം ഭംഗിയായി നടക്കുന്നു.
भारत को अब भरोसा है इनोवेशन पर, जिसकी आभा एक नई आशा को नया रूप देती है, जो संभावनाओं को हर सरहद से आजाद करती है, जिसके उदाहरण हैं हमारे विजेता।
हमारे जागने का हौसला है ये, हमारी जीत की मंजिल गिराया है।
পোষণ ট্যাগারের মধ্যে আমাদের একটাই লক্ষ্য আছে, কোনো মা এবং শিশু যাতে ছুটে না যায়।
स्कीम के जरिए हमारा हुनर ही हमारा सहारा बन गया है।
শিক্ষা সেতু এপৰ দ্বাৰা ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকলৰ শৈক্ষিক নথিপত্ৰসমূহ এতিয়া ডিজিটেলি সংৰক্ষণ কৰাটো বহুত সহজ হৈ পৰিছে।
रेल से संबंधित मेरी जो भी समस्या होती है, मैं सुगम्य पुस्तकालय में आके अपनी समस्या का समाधान करती हूँ।
अब भारत को भरोसा है इसे विकसित बनाने को, इसकी मिट्टी से किए हमारे वादों पर, कि हम वो बीज बोकर रहेंगे, हम वो पेड़ उगा कर रहेंगे कि जिसकी डाली पर बैठने सोने की चिड़िया लौट आएगी।
हम हैं पतवार जिसे थामे वो तूफान से लड़ता है। हम हैं वो रोशनी जिसे ओढ़ कर देश चमकता है। हम हैं वो आईना जिसे देख कर देश संवरता है।
I was expecting a louder round of applause for this absolutely inspiring audiovisual. I think the message is loud and clear. We have to take development to those who need it the most, and together we definitely can. Ladies and gentlemen, on this Red Letter Day, we are also releasing an e-journal on the theme, Minimum Government, Maximum Governance. May I request Honorable Chief Minister Odisha, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi, and Honorable Union Minister of State, Dr. Jitendra Singh, to please do the honor of releasing this e-journal by pressing the button of the remote. Thank you. This e-journal will disseminate information and definitely instill a sense of inspiration for those who are working hard towards good governance practices. Ladies and gentlemen, as a physician, he has taught us to love fellow humans, have empathy. As a columnist, he has taught us to be brave and fearless. As an academician, he has taught us to be doing our share for nation building. And as a nationalist, he's teaching us every single day to keep nation above everything else. It's an absolute honor to have the presence of Honorable Union Minister of State, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji. May I request you, sir, to please share your words of wisdom with us.
Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Mohan Maji Ji, at the outset I have to thank you. आपने अपना कीमती समय से कुछ पल हमारे लिए निकाले हैं. हमारा प्रोत्साहन भी हुआ, हौसला अफजाई भी हुई और व्यक्तिगत तौर पर मुझे इस बात का भी संतोष है, हर्ष है कि आपके मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद पहली बार औपचारिक तौर पर आपके साथ कार्यक्रम करने का अवसर रहा है. All the honorable ministers from the state government, our colleague from the Department of Administrative Reforms, Public Grievances, Government of India, Mr. Srinivas, Director General, Indian Institute of Public Administration, and a very senior bureaucrat, Mr. S. N. Tripathi, Additional Chief Secretary, Surinder Ji, our another colleague from Delhi, Mr. Puneet Ahuja, and senior officers from the Government of India, Government of Odisha, representatives and delegates from different states and union territories drawn from across the country. Now, as Mr. Srinivas was telling you, this is possibly for the second time that we are in Odisha within just about 3 years. And I think it is important to understand the sentiment behind having these regional conferences. He is very good at maintaining statistics. So Mr. Srinivas said this is my 29th conference. But I think more important than that is that ever since independence, the number of governance conferences organized by this department has been just 41. Out of which 29 have been held under Prime Minister Modi. Which means this is nearly more than twice of what was done in the early 60 years. So that also is a reflection of the tone, tenor, scale, speed with which the government headed by Prime Minister Modi is being run. And out of the 29, he is kind enough to give my score. I think 21 of them have been organized under him as secretary. And the other unique feature is that most of these conferences were earlier being held in the Vigyan Bhavan in the national capital. So it was our considered view that we have to pull out this entire exercise from the confines of Vigyan Bhavan. And I suggested to Mr. Srinivas, they want me to appear taller than Srinivas, so thank you. And I suggested to him, and he graciously accepted, that we would not go by random, we would go zone-wise. So if one conference is held in the north, second one in south, then in east, then west likewise. And they have had last 2 or 3 conferences in Maharashtra, in south, up there in north, and now they are back in the east. And east, I think Bhubaneswar had to be a natural choice because this is one of the most respected study centers in East India. ever since the pre-independence times. And the other unique feature of the state of Odisha, and particularly the city of Bhubaneswar, I know how much of you living over here realizes that it has a unique character of having adopted the latest cutting-edge technology, while at the same time not giving up its ancient ethos and connection with the legacy which stands aloft in the time of Konark Temple. And I have been in and out of this, as the lady was kindly referring to my forays into academics and teaching. So I have been out and in of this city for the last several decades. And the first time I think I came here was just about 4 days after the super cyclone. That was the year 1999. And I was just now referring that to the Honorable Chief Minister. We had a huge conference over here. I was supposed to be one of the organizers. Everything went haywire. There were not many of hotels. And the delegates were also hesitant to come. We were left with only just about 5-6 days. So the other organizers asked me whether we should go ahead. I was not sure. So the senior most amongst us those days was Professor M.M.S. Ahuja. He's a nationally known name, no more among us now. Of course, one of the founder faculty at the AIIMS in New Delhi. And he was a hard task master, so nobody dared to speak to him. So they all pushed me to make a call to him and request him to get it postponed. तो जब मैंने फ़ोन किया तो प्रोफेसर साहब ने कहा कि मैं कहा सर सभी ऐसा ऐसा कह रहे हैं कि इसको हुआ। तो बोले जितेंद्र सिंह इस मुल्क का नाम क्या है? So I got confused. I thought I had annoyed the old man. तो मैं चुप रहा। बोले नहीं, मैंने पूछा इस मुल्क का नाम क्या है, तुम्हें आता है कि नहीं? मैं कहा बोले इस मुल्क का नाम है हिंदुस्तान। यहाँ एक दिन तूफान आता है, दूसरे दिन अकाल पड़ता है, तीसरे दिन बाढ़ आती है, चौथे दिन साइक्लोन आता है और साथ साथ ज़िंदगी चलती है. So we have to go ahead, and I think we were the first post-cyclone doing that academic activity in this city. Delegate हमारे पास 136 ही आए क्योंकि बहुत कम attendance हो पाई थी, but we went ahead. So I think that is the kind of academic attraction that this city of Bhubaneswar enjoys. Now, as far as the Modi reforms are concerned, of which we are over here to discuss for the next 2 days, I think broadly speaking, they have impacted at 4 levels. A, of course, they are indeed very revolutionary reforms, which have created a revolutionary transformation in governance, as Prime Minister says, perform, reform, and transform. So they have actually lived up to that mantra. And it's surprising that these should have been brought in soon after the midnight of independence, but they took 60, 70 years before Prime Minister Modi took over. The second impact is, if we realize deeply, these are no longer confined only to governance. They have a huge, huge socio-economic impact. And each of these slides which are being shown, Mr. Srinivas, apparently they seem to be governance reforms. But intrinsically, they have a socio-economic transformation impact. Like, for example, immediately after this government came in, they issued the orders that no longer will the youth be asked to get their certificates attested by a gazetted officer. And sent out a huge, huge social message. They look at now, this is a government which has the capacity to trust the youth of this country. Then there was evolution of interview, which provided a level playing field, so it's a kind of a democratization of job opportunities. So on and so forth, even in many of the departments headed by Mr. Srinivasan, like for example, pensions, you created the provision of divorced daughters or the separated daughters also being claimants to their parents' family pension, even if they don't have a judgment from the court. Then so many. So these are not only governance reforms. In fact, these were the reforms waiting to happen because of the changing social milieu that we live in. And the social evolution or the society's evolution or the societal evolution is a dynamic process. So they have lived up to that. Thirdly, these reforms have changed the mindset of an average or a common Indian. Your entire way of looking at things is different. You have huge amount of self-esteem, confidence, and you think you can also do it if someone else can do it, which is reflected in the manner now we have the civil services results. Year after year, you have girl toppers, and that too from places which were never known to make it to the civil services list, or from the colleges which were not included in that elite list of colleges that we usually are referred to in this country. And fourthly, and that is, I think, a matter of pride for the department also, some of the reforms introduced through this department have created global models. One of them is the CP grams, which we may be talking about, and I'll refer to the grievance model. Yes, you can clap because there's no complaint against clapping. So rather, they'll be aggrieved if they don't clap. So secondly, the digital life certificate. So these are some of the models to study which we are now receiving officers from different countries, and they have received wide reputation across the country. The basis of all these reforms has been citizen first, as is also part of the theme of this two-day event. And when we say citizen first, usually it sounds like a good sermon, a very, academically idealistic phrase. But if you ask somebody how to spell it, how to translate it on the ground, it becomes difficult to explain. So I think the easiest, simple way is another global success story which has emanated from this government is the Swamitva program, which is again technology-driven, because all these reforms have been technology-driven. You use the space technology, you use the drones, and you can map your farm, you can map your land. You have put Patwari out of job. अभी हमारे यहाँ मंत्री भी बैठे हैं, मुख्यमंत्री जी बैठे हैं, और जो हम सार्वजनिक जीवन से जुड़े हैं, हमारे कई बार अनुभव हुआ कि पटवारी की अगर आप प्रमोशन कर देते तो वो ये सिफारिश लेके आता कि साहब मुझे पटवारी ही रहने दीजिए, मुझे सिफारिश नहीं करनी. So over the years, it was the most coveted job. पटवारी से हटना ही नहीं चाहता था वो. Suddenly, overnight, you have put him out of job. Because you have made citizen master of his destiny. तो ये एक साधारण उदाहरण है citizen first. और ऐसे ही चलते गए तो citizen first will be also replacing many of the functions of the collector himself. Another success story is RuPay is another success story, और कल ही रिपोर्ट आई है UPI की. UPI has overtaken Visa card. Visa was for the international travelers was the favored card. But now it's been taken over by the Indian option because they find some of the enabling provisions in it which they find more handy and more useful. इसी 10-11 साल का one more feature is, which is unique, because all these reforms could have been possible only because, unlike the earlier governments, this government did not follow the status quoist approach. आमतौर से सचिव का भी स्वभाव रहता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा क्रांतिकारी फैसले लेने का क्या फ़ायदा, कल को ट्रांसफ़र हो जाएगी. और मंत्री के दिल में भी दुविधा है कि उसने तो हर 5 साल के बाद इम्तहान पास करना है. तो कहते हैं कि साहब जैसा चला और जैसे पिछलों ने किया वही ही करो, उनके गुण अवगुण ही अपना करके गाड़ी आगे चलती रहे. But this was possible because Modi himself followed that approach and encouraged others to approach, to break the taboos of the past, to take out-of-box decisions. There have been at least 1,500 to 1,600 rules which have been done away with by this government. Usually, the governments take pride in bringing in new rules. जब कोई पद से हट जाता है या कोई रिटायरमेंट के बाद अधिकारी या कोई पूर्व मंत्री, वो अपने नाते नातियों को बोर करने के लिए यही कहानियाँ सुनाते हैं। मेरे ज़माने में मैंने ये किया था, चाहे वो सुनने में दिलचस्पी रखता हो कि ना हो, मैंने ये कानून लाया था, मैंने ये कहा। तो मैं इनसे कह रहा था कि आप क्या सुनाएंगे, आपको ये सुनाना होगा कि मैंने ये कानून हटाया था। मैंने सेपरेटेड डॉटर्स के लिए जो कानून बना था उसको हटा दिया। मैंने बच्चों को जो अटेस्टेशन का कानून था वो हटा दिया। सो आई थिंक दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम अ गवर्नमेंट विल टेक प्राइड इन रिफ्लेक्टिंग ऑन दी, और रूल्स भी विच वर ऑफ द ब्रिटिश लेगेसी। एक हमारा कानून था जिसमें अगर सुबह टॉयलेट साफ ना किया गया हो तो आप उसको नज़रबंद कर सकते हैं अटेंडेंट को। अब उस समय उसका औचित्य रहा होगा, आज से 200 साल पहले, जब से अंग्रेज सरकार नई नई यहाँ स्थापित हुई, यहीं से शुरू हुआ था, कलकत्ते से, ईस्ट इंडिया से ही, क्योंकि उस समय सैनिटरी प्रोविजंस नहीं रहा करती थी। टॉयलेट्स और रसोई घर आमतौर से मेन बिल्डिंग से थोड़ी दूरी पे रखा जाता था, और यदि वो सफाई सही समय पे ना हो तो एक न्यूसेंस बन जाता था। तो उस समय का कानून आज भी चल रहा था, और इसलिए एंड एट द सेम टाइम आई ऑल्सो हैव टू कॉम्प्लीमेंट मिस्टर श्रीनिवास। इस सारे जो काम हुए इनके कारण इनके विभाग को भी एक प्रमुखता से सामने आने का मौका मिला। The DRPG, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, was one of the lesser known departments in Government of India. Today it has become one of the most visible departments. And it's a nodal department for so many governance reforms. And by virtue of this circular governance conferences across the country, he's become one of the most familiar central government bureaucrats across the states. और ये जो इन्होंने मॉडल तैयार किए, डिजिटल लाइफ और सीपी ग्राम इत्यादि, और बाहर से आकर के अधिकारी इनसे शिक्षण प्रशिक्षण लेने लगे, तो इन्होंने उसका हर्जाना कैसे वसूल किया, उसका वोट हासिल करके ये प्रेसिडेंट बन गए इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विसेज के। क्योंकि जब भी कोई नया बैच आता है तो कहते हैं साहब आपको 2 सप्ताह में सिखा तो दूंगा लेकिन वोट मुझे डालना। और ये करते करते आई हैव टू कंग्रेचुलेट हिम। Just about last week, in a very tough contest, he was elected as the president of this prestigious body of bureaucrats drawn from across the world. इसके अतिरिक्त, they have also been able to come out with some innovative experiments which are worth emulating not only by the other ministries but also by the state governments. Like for example, 4 साल से ये विभाग स्वच्छता अभियान चला रहा है. It's a dedicated campaign during the month of October. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 4 साल में इन्होंने स्वच्छता तो की, लेकिन भारत सरकार में 1162 करोड़ रुपया जमा करवा के दिया. And that is mostly by disposing of electronic, the electronic articles which had been thrown away with or done away with. क्योंकि दफ्तरों में अक्सर स्वभाव होता है कि अगर माउस ख़राब हो जाए तो आप ज़ोर से धमका देते हैं अटेंडेंट को, तो जाता है डरता डरता जाके नया कंप्यूटर रख देता है, और कोई बाद में इस बात का पता नहीं लेता कि वो गया कहाँ गैजेट. तो इतना सारा जंक इकट्ठा हुआ था जिसको इन्होंने मार्केट में फ़रोख्त किया जहाँ पर के असेंबलिंग होती है. सो जस्ट बाई इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्क्रैप they have also proved, and again this is a social reform, कि बहुत सारे लोगों को ये मालूम नहीं था. We had a group of ladies who came to ask us कि साहब हमें बताइए कहाँ बिकता है, हमारे घरों में तो इतने सारे मोबाइल पड़े हुए बच्चे फेंक देते हैं. So which is also in keeping with making wealth out of waste and giving cues to the rest of the society. बाकी डिजी लॉकर, उमंग, PM अवार्ड जो इन्होंने दिखाया, we have changed the entire format. Earlier it used to be individualized. Now it's flagship driven. So the outcome is twofold. A, that all the collectors virtually are now competing for it because they have to prove their performance. And secondly, most of the flagship programs which get included, they get a boost. जैसे उनका PM आवास योजना को इसमें include किया, तो suddenly we had 4 crore houses built. And therefore, in the end, I would just finally conclude saying that we have much achieved, and the aspiration जो इन्होंने कहा, of course that was also idea from this department, प्रशासन गांव की ओर, from aspirational districts going down to the aspirational blocks, then down up to the panchayats. We hope to do so. Only in yesterday's cabinet meeting, another feature has been added to it, 100 aspirational districts across the country where agricultural parameters will be raised in the same pattern as was in the case of the aspirational districts. And now I think if you draw the comparison with the earlier 10 years of the UPA government, the huge difference is so huge, so large that it does not even require worth comparison. And now is the time for concentrating, focusing on planning a roadmap for Viksit Bharat 2047, which also has been started. They have started preparing a document on Viksit Bharat. And for that, this conference of this nature is highly relevant. Because as Prime Minister keeps saying that each and every citizen ought to contribute depending his or her capacity or capabilities, if at all we look forward to achieve the optimum results. So there we need the cooperation of the state governments, the UTs, also healthy exchange of practices, even coupling of states could be done. States having similar issues, similar problems could actually be aligned with the other one or two states so that they can have a permanent working relationship, even informally. They could reach out to each other. And also, I would suggest that from now on, we could also have this aspirational pattern, competitive development of these states pattern. So I will suggest to Mr. Srinivasa, we could have a pattern depending on parameters, like we have 41 parameters in aspirational district, we could have parameters of governance. Already they are producing governance index for the districts, for the states. They are rating them also. We could make them more precise so that we would know where my state stands and where do I need to reach. And there actually the role of all these senior officers who have gathered here from different states would come handy, so that, and particularly the young officers, because the experience has been that the aspirational districts which did the best had the collectors who were newly recruited. Many of them had been assistant secretaries with us, which is also a new experiment started by this government. So we can post some young collectors, because they will also have the urge to see their state or district rising to that level in 2047, because they are going to be around there, unlike many others. So they could be asked to lay down a map which could carry on along with their lifespan. So if we could do that, I think we would have served this purpose. And thank you very much for all the cooperation from the state government. We hope to be back again soon.
Thank you very much, sir. These strong words will remind us, inspire us to work hard, put better efforts to build a strong Bharat at the grassroots. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, his strong values, impeccable leadership, out-of-the-box approach, pro-people policies have made people come closer to the government within a very short span of time. In Odisha, we say this with immense pride, that development is reaching beneficiaries without blockages, barricades, bottlenecks. And the biggest share of credit for that goes to our Honorable Chief Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I request Honorable Chief Minister Odisha, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi, to address the House. Sir.
Jai Jagannath, Honorable Union Minister of State, Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Science and Technology, Atomic Energy, Earth Science and Space, Minister of State in PMO, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Honorable Ministers of Government of Odisha, Secretary, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Government of India, Sri V. Srinivas, Additional Chief Secretary Sri Surendra Kumar, DG, Indian Institute of Public Administration Sri Surendranath Tripathi, Additional Secretary DRGPG Sri Puneet Yadav, distinguished guests, senior officers, eminent leaders, prominent innovators, ladies and gentlemen, and media friends. Namaskar. A very warm welcome to all of you to the sacred land of Lord Sri Jagannath. It is both an honor and a privilege for us to host the prestigious National Conference on Good Governance Practices here in Bhubaneswar, the temple city, a symbol of Odisha's evolving journey from tradition to transformation. Let me begin by extending my sincere gratitude to Honorable Union Minister of State, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, whose visionary leadership in the spheres of governance, technology, and personal management continue to inspire public administration across the country. We are indeed privileged by your gracious presence. This two-day conference is not just an exchange of policies and models. It is a reaffirmation of our shared belief that governance must be people-centric, technology-enabled, and future-ready. We believe that good governance is not the prerogative of a few, it is the right of every citizen and the duty of every public servant. Each state has charted its own governance innovations, and when we come together on platforms such as this, we do not merely showcase achievements, we build a shared knowledge infrastructure for a stronger and development India. I would like to share that Odisha has embarked on a path of transformation through empowerment. From disaster resilience to inclusive development, from citizen-centric services to data-driven administration, we have redefined how governance interacts with the people. Odisha has demonstrated a consistent commitment to learning, adoption, and improvement. Honorable Minister, I commend the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances and your ministry for institutionalizing this conference as a mechanism of cooperative federalism. Your initiative ensures that best practices are not confined to one region or department, but are replicated, adopted, and improved upon nationwide. As we discuss critical areas such as historical development of districts, digital governance, public grievances redressal, service delivery, performance benchmarking, and the role of artificial intelligence in administration, let us approach this with humility, openness, and a spirit of collaboration. Odisha is steadily moving towards paperless governance. Our annual budget presentation is now entirely paperless. For internal government communication, we have implemented OSWAS, Odisha Secretariat Workflow Automation System, a fully automated system that has significantly reduced response times through digital signatures for nothings, comments, and approvals. This has made the governance more responsive and transparent. As part of this initiative, most of the citizen service are now available online. Basic services such as obtaining birth or death certificates, residential certificates, benefits from various schemes are just a click away on mobile devices. Our grievance redressal mechanism is nothing short of revolutionary. In addition to personally addressing people's grievance as often as possible, we have an own platform for automated grievances redressal that highly effective. As part of our governance reforms, we have embraced the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji to transform government of officials and shift India from rule-based to rule-based governance. We are empowering civil servants by transforming them from Karmachari to Karmajogi. To enhance transparency in governance, we have introduced a work passbook system. Under this initiative, every upcoming infrastructure project will be documented with details such as budget estimation, timelines, and progress. It will enable state-level oversight, advanced analytics, and public access to information, fostering greater transparency. Odisha is proud to contribute to this collective journey, not just as a host, but as a committed stakeholders in India's administrative evolution. We must have from bureaucracy to responsiveness, from files to data, and from compliance to outcomes. India's civil services must become mission-driven, youth-inclusive, innovation-friendly, and above all, citizen-centric. Conferences like this provide an opportunity to shape that narrative. As we begin this important dialogue, let us remember that the ultimate test of governance is its impact on the life of the common citizen, how easily they access services, how quickly grievances are redressed, how transparently the government functions, and how inclusively their dreams are supported. Once again, I welcome you all to Odisha, a state that cherishes its heritage and culture while pursuing a bold vision as we approach the centenary of our statehood in the year 2036. I am confident that this two-day national conference will be a rich and transformative experience for all participants, offering valuable insights, meaningful exchanges, and actionable ideas to strengthen governance across the nation. Let this conference be a milestone in our journey towards to new India that is efficient, equitable, and empathetic, an important step towards India realizing Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji's vision of a Viksit Bharat by 2047. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai Jagannath.
Thank you very much, sir. These powerful words will unite us all in the mission to build a stronger, brighter Odisha through good governance practices. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Government of Odisha, we have a small token of gratitude for Honorable Union Minister of State. May I request Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi, to please present this wonderful gift to Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh ji. This is beautiful silver filigree that Odisha is known across the world for. We also have a GI tag, and the Akriti is of a sailing ship that represents the maritime tradition of Odisha, and also that we are sailing the same ship to build a great nation together. Thank you so much, Dr. Singh, for your presence, for those words of wisdom. And on behalf of DARPG, They also have a special gift for the host team for being the befitting host. So may I request Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh ji to present this token of love to Honorable Chief Minister Shri Mohan Charan Majhi. Such love and acknowledgement feels absolutely overwhelming. This is a beautiful artwork from Rajasthan, dedicated to the artisans of the country. Thank you so much, sir, for this love and acknowledgement. And with that happy note, may I request Additional Secretary, DARPG, Shri Puneet Yadav ji, to please propose vote of thanks. Sir.
Thank you. Respected Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Odisha. Respected Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Honorable Minister of State for Personal, Public Grievances and Pensions, Government of India. Respected Ministers of the State Government of Odisha joining us today. Shri V. Srinivas, Secretary DRPG, Government of India. Shri Surendra Kumar ji, Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Odisha. Shri S.N. Tripathi, DG IIPA, dignitaries in the hall, distinguished PMA awardees of 2023 and 2024, speakers, guests, delegates of the conference, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks for this inaugural session of this National Conference on Good Governance Practice being held in the historic, progressive, and vibrant city of Bhubaneswar. On this occasion, I extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Honorable Minister of State Personnel, for gracing the conference. As we all know, Sir has been at the forefront of DRPG's administrative reforms and good governance initiatives like CP grams, Swachhata campaigns, e-governance, and PM awards for excellence in public administration. Sir, your gracious presence and inauguration of the conference has added immense value to this event, and your words have infused purpose and direction. I also extend my deepest gratitude to Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Odisha, for gracing the conference and sharing his valuable inputs and thoughts. The commitment of Government of Odisha for adoption and dissemination of good governance practices is reflected in this conference being held in Bhubaneswar today. Sir, we look forward to hearing the Odisha success stories during this conference. I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to Shri V. Srinivas ji, Secretary DRPG, for his valuable guidance and leadership in conceptualizing this conference and driving the agenda of good governance through his untiring efforts. I also convey my sincere gratitude to Shri Surendra Kumar ji, Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Odisha, for his wholehearted support in co-hosting this conference and for the warm hospitality extended to all the delegates. I also thank all the dignitaries, including Shri S.N. Tripathi ji, DG IIPA, my colleagues Shri N.B.S. Rajput, Principal Secretary, Government of Odisha, and Srimati Sarita Chauhan, Joint Secretary, DRPG, and the Additional Chief Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, and Secretaries from states and UTs across the country who are attending this conference. A special word of appreciation and thanks to all the PMA awardees from the years 2023 and 2024 who are presenting their transformative initiatives in this conference. I also thank all the officers and delegates from various states and union territories who have joined us here in Bhubaneswar. We look forward to your participation, engagement, and listening to your unique governance experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is not just not an event, but also an excellent opportunity for continuous learning, recognizing innovation, and sharing and spreading of best practices. Last but not the least, our friends from media who are witness to this spectacular conference, a word of thanks and appreciation to them. Thank you all once again for your presence and best wishes for learning and sharing experience during the next 2 days. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Now, there is a request that all the speakers and PMA awardees may kindly come forward. There will be a group photograph along with the dignitaries, Honorable CM of Odisha and Dr. Jitendra Singh ji.
Thank you so much, Shri Yadav. With this, we wind up the inaugural session. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Vande Utkal Janani. Everyone is invited for lunch. For delegates, the lunch has been arranged on the first floor. And for the officials, it's at the cafeteria to your left side of this convention hall. Thank you. We would like to cherish the memories of this day. So bringing all the speakers and special guests together for an official group photograph with the Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Union Minister, and all dignitaries. And this photo will be etched in our memories forever. Can we have a round of applause for the conference, the success of it, and the speakers and guests who are together to share their thoughts and experiences.